I'm extremely grateful that I'm here. I like to share an experience which I have had in the last weeks. I'm quite comfortable in experiencing myself as multidimensional, and sometimes I'm even more comfortable in doing that. And it's in the last week something happened. I had an experience where I felt in the middle of the night I woke up, and I have that more frequently, and then the energy of Source pours in. And what I felt was...
Energy of Source is pouring in all the time, but when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're less resistant to it, so it's more likely for you to be aware that it's happening.
True.
Yes.
What I could feel was, at that very moment, it was like was a healing for myself as well. I could feel that the Earth was in a new orbit. It was positioned in a new orbit in a perfect alignment with Creator and Source. And this was so strong, and I could merge with the Earth, and I could feel the power of the Earth of being in that brilliant harmonic situation.
Well, you were in the receptive mode and perfectly blended with your inner being and looking at all of this through the eyes of Source.
True.
That's how it is.
Yes.
Don't you love knowing it?
Oh, so much.
Yes.
It is so beautiful, and I could feel inside out that there was like, all is well.
That healing that you were talking about, we are calling that replenishing mode. It's what happens when you are at complete ease. There's no resistance in your being, and you're allowing the fullness of Source to pour through you. That replenishing, that renewing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the beauty of life, and I knew inside out that is the truth of creation. That's who we are. That's our true experience ourselves.
Yes.
And there was something beautiful as well at that very moment, because I could feel another person, which I know, and I could feel her presence as a consciousness present, and it was like a co-creation taking place at that very moment. And what I love so much, that this co-creation is so pure, so direct, and so experiential. And when I ended up in this, let's say this experience, I thought this is the new form of communication for this reality.
You are much more vibrational than anything else. So, since you've had that experience, you can feel the utter logic of that, because you were in that receptive mode. So you were translating fully. It is the best communication that there is. Words are so cumbersome by comparison.
Yes, I can really feel that somehow that this is the climate of the, how I call it, the new Earth. And by this experiencing a lot of resistance from myself.
We want you to know, this is not the new Earth. This is the usual Earth. This is the usual Earth as seen through the eyes of Source. You are just new to the discovery of it yourself.
Yes, I'm catching up.
You have caught up. Really good.
Yeah.
Something more?
I know that I'm here to bring this awareness, or to allow myself to, that it all becomes one in my own experience. And
that's what that blending is, isn't
exactly,
it?
Exactly.
Yes. Feel how the blending is possible when the resistance is absent. Because the resistance interferes with the blending. But in the absence of resistance, then there is that blending, and therefore there is that knowing. And you are capable of doing that at any time of the day or night. We just want to help you to remember that the reason it happened when it did is because you were at your lowest state of resistance.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very much familiar with this resistance part, and I'm aware of those very moments. So I actually choose those nights to allow myself to feel it more. But there is a deep desire of that experiencing it inside out throughout the whole day.
The nice part about that is, and we really want you to hear this, because there's a tendency to have a sort of extraordinary experience like that, where you can feel the wholeness of who you are and what felt to you like the newness of the whole Earth experience. There's a tendency to want to recreate that experience again, but you cannot, because you've had that new experience and now you are changed. So as it continues, it won't feel quite as emphatic as it did the first time, because through the first experience you've already adjusted, you see. This is a way for us to say to you, just get used to that happiness and realize that in your wake state you have all kinds of emotional indicators that let you know that you are in just as much of a receiving mode as you were in that coming out of sleep state.
So what I'm hearing you're saying, I have to recognize it more clearly when it happens throughout the day.
You don't have to.
But
it's
I love
just
to.
fun.
That is true.
In other words, it's happening whether you know that it is or not. You don't have to be aware of the perfection of your Earth spinning in its orbit for there to be perfection of your Earth spinning in its orbit. But isn't it nice to acknowledge it? So what's going to happen to you more and more is that you're going to receive the way your inner being feels about things. That's really what's happening. You see, that source within you and so much more. In other words, it's not just your own inner being. It's many inner beings. It's many who you have known and not known, who have been physical, who are now non-physical, are interested in what you're interested in these moments in time. And so as you're in that state of allowing, you are then able to receive their input on what they are seeing through your eyes. We said it the other way. We said you're seeing through the eyes of Source, but really it's Source seeing through your eyes and you not blocking it, so you get to feel what Source feels when Source is looking through your eyes. Now we want to be clear. Source is always looking through your eyes. You couldn't be angry enough or upset enough or hurt enough to disallow Source from seeing through your eyes. You just wouldn't feel how good it feels to Source when Source sees through your eyes. Can you feel the distinction in a powerful way? And so what you're asking for is more awareness that this is happening now, this is happening now, this is happening now. We have one for you. You're going to really like this. Have you ever been sitting, maybe in a restaurant, someplace where there is music playing that you're really not that consciously aware of, and your foot starts tapping to the music? You ever wondered what that is? That's one of us listening. That's one of us listening and beating to your music so that you will know we can hear it. You thought it was you. Ever yawned? That's us. Recognizing that your body is wanting more oxygen than you are giving it with your clenched up body. So we just give you a big old yawn. Ever tried to not yawn? Can't do it, can you? That's us. Now you feel totally possessed, don't you? Well, we mean it when we tell you that you are extensions of Source energy. That's why this blending, this conscious blending, conscious on your part, will enhance your life experience dramatically. You like to be in on it, consciously in on it. Something more?
I'm fine.
Really good.
Thank
really
you.
good conversation.
Thank you.
And a wonderful way to begin.
Thank you.